Hi, I'm Gary Carson, president of SFI. Over the last 60 years, literally millions of people have participated in our type of business. And through many years of trial and error and hundreds of millions of dollars spent on figuring out what works and what doesn't, we have a very clear picture of what leads to success. Likewise, we have established our own set of rules for success based on our 11-plus year history in the investment of literally millions of dollars and hours by SFI and its affiliates. I have distilled for you all of this into the following SFI rules of success, which I've also embellished with some of my favorite quotes. And so it's very simple. If you want to succeed, you must follow these rules. If you want to risk failure, ignore them. Rule number 1, treat your business like a business. If you purchased a franchise, would you expect it to make money for you if you only worked it a few hours a week? Or if you didn't get trained? Or if you only tried for a few months? Or if you didn't follow the proven guidelines of the creators of the franchise? Of course not. That's ridiculous. And SFI is no different. Success requires commitment. I'm continually amazed at how many people think that money will somehow magically fall from the sky without work, without plans, or without an earnest commitment. All these elements, and others you'll hear about in the following rules, must be present. The fact is, anything worthwhile in life requires effort and commitment. If that were not true, we'd all be the perfect weight. We'd all have perfect relationships, and we'd all be highly educated. It's the same thing with having your own business. In short, treat your SFI business as a serious, full-time business, put in the effort and commit to its success, and it will become one. Unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes, but no plans. Peter F. Drucker. You need to make a commitment, and once you make it, then life will give you some answers. Les Brown. There's no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There is only a scarcity of resolve to make it happen. Wayne Dyer. There are only two options regarding commitment. You're either in or out. There's no such thing as a life in between. Pat Riley. Rule number 2, do something to grow your business every day. You will not create a successful business by thinking about it. You will create a successful business only by doing, by taking action every day. Every day, no matter what, make sure you're doing something to further your business. If you're not even in the game. You're kidding yourself. No business becomes successful without daily focus and action. What can you do daily? Here are just a few ideas. Follow up with some recent prospects. Send out some e-cards. Read an SFI training article you haven't read yet, or review one that you have. Place a classified or other type of ad. Send out some postcards. Check the SFI News and SFI Power Tips blogs. Review the latest posts on the SFI forum. Review your genealogy and TripleClick's member report. Start a co-op and invite your PSAs to join. Add some prospects to your ECA database. Go to Google and search for articles on how to become a better marketer. Review the Hit Tracker page to maximize your marketing efforts. Send out a newsletter to your PSAs. Review your My Movers report on your SFI homepage. Contact your sponsor. Let him or her know what you're doing. Review the My Goals page on your SFI homepage. Review the Internet Income course. Browse TripleClicks for new products you can recommend to your customers. Review the Launchpad lessons. Here's a tip. Don't forget to use the SFI Power tools we've made available to you. Put the power of key codes, hit tracking, setting up your own co-op, the PSA mailer, reassignments, and more to work for your business. To not use these best of the best tools is to operate your SFI business with two arms tied behind your back. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. Alexander Graham Bell. The future is purchased by what you do in the present. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It is the cumulative weight of our disciplines and our judgments that lead us either to fortune or failure. Jim Rohn. Approach the start of each day with something in mind and end the day with one word: done. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. Jim Rohn. All great masters are chiefly distinguished by the power of adding a second, a third, and perhaps a fourth step in a continuous line. Many a man has taken the first step. With every additional step, you enhance immensely the value of your first. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Rule number 3, lead by example. If you want your affiliates sponsoring affiliates, referring TripleClix members, etc., then make sure you are doing these things. Do these things and become proficient in these things so you can show and teach your affiliates the best ways to do them. In the key area of duplication, your affiliates are definitely watching. Show them what it means to be a strong, active sponsor, and they will become strong, active sponsors and help you further your growth and profits. Leading by example works in the negative too, of course. Want a downline of affiliates who do nothing? Then do nothing, and that's what you'll likely get. So the rule is very simple. Whatever you want them to do, you do, because they are following your lead. Here's a tip. Being a member of the TripleClix Booster Club and having a standing order at TripleClix are two great ways to lead by example. In both of these cases, a small tag will then be displayed beside your name at the SFI Affiliate Center that all of your personally sponsored affiliates will see. These tags are also displayed beside your name on the My Upline Support Team page for all affiliates that you are an upline team leader for. Make sure you are sending everyone in your group the right message. A leader can shape his followers best by showing them the way forward rather than telling them about it. A leader is someone who is ahead of the pack, even if it is only by 1 inch. They are doing or have done what they want or expect others to do. They are not watchers, nor do they wait around. They take action, proper action, a lot of proper action, and they never give up. Jack M. Zufelt. You don't lead by lip service, you lead by example. Jim Leland. Rule number 4, work with the workers. Way too many people focus on quantity. They sponsor dozens, even hundreds of affiliates, which is great, but it is ultimately quality that is the real key. Once you've found or developed 3 to 5 top-notch affiliates, you're going to see a lot of great things happen with your commission check. How do you develop quality affiliates? It's real simple. Work with the workers. When you see people who are working SFI in your group, work with them. Tip, you can easily locate these people by checking your My Movers list on your SFI homepage daily. Support these people closely and train them to do the things that you do so that you're creating duplication and maximum leverage. It's of course more natural for us to let the workers in our group just do their own thing. After all, they got active without you even telling them to do so. They're already bringing in new affiliates, referring TripleClix members, etc. They don't need your help or support, or so you think. Meanwhile, you're spending all your time trying to get the people who obviously don't get it to do something. As the old saying goes, You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Yet you continue to try. You need to know that this is exactly the opposite of what you should be doing to build a successful business. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow up with those who don't immediately get active with SFI. You should. But don't spend all or even the majority of your time with this. And definitely do not ignore your workers. Indeed, the way you create those 3 to 5 top gun affiliates that you need is by treating them like your future depends on them. If you're not in touch with your best, hardest working affiliates at least every week, email, phone calls, chat room, or whatever, I'm sorry, but you're trying to win a race with a car that only has one wheel. How many affiliates will you have to go through to find your top guns? That's of course difficult to say. What I can tell you though is that they're out there, or they may already be in your group, and you'll develop them so long as you deny your natural instincts and apply the proper focus, which is work with the workers. Just like in a deck of playing cards, you know there are 4 aces. If you start working your way through the deck, the first ace may not come up for a while, but eventually it will, so long as you keep going through the deck. And if you don't quit, you'll eventually locate all 4 aces. It's the same principle with SFI. The aces are there. Keep sponsoring affiliates, work with your workers, and success will happen. Tip: don't waste time on skeptics or pessimists. They will not succeed in SFI or any other similar endeavor. They do not possess the qualities of a winner. This includes rocking chair advisors who talk and seem to know all the answers but never act. Eagles don't flock. You have to find them one at a time. H. Ross Perot. Rule number 5, treat TripleClicks as your store. As one of our affiliates, you and SFI are partners. Therefore, you need to think of SFI products as your products, and you need to think of TripleClicks.com as your store. Because it is your store, when you buy products and services for yourself or others, you always need to shop your own store, TripleClicks, first. If you owned a bakery, you wouldn't be buying cinnamon rolls from the bakery down the street. If you owned an office supply store, you certainly wouldn't drive to a competitor's store to buy a stapler or paper clips, would you? And it's the exact same thing as an SFI affiliate, especially when it comes to products you're already buying. Your store, TripleClicks.com, probably carries many products and or services that you already purchased from a local store or other local service provider. You should transfer these purchases to your store. Remember, we're not talking about spending extra money, just changing from where you're buying. So what's in it for you? What benefit do you get out of buying from your own store? For starters, your purchases at TripleClicks earns you valuable Versa points, which you can parlay into numerous benefits and increased earnings. But it goes much, much further than that. The fact is, SFI's success and your success as an SFI affiliate is tied directly to the success of TripleClicks. The more successful TripleClicks is, the more successful SFI affiliates will be. A popular and successful TripleClicks means easier sponsoring of SFI affiliates, easier referrals of TripleClicks members, more and better e-commerce associates, more products and services, better prices, lower shipping costs, and more, which all leads to larger affiliate commissions, of course. You can make buying from your own store even more beneficial by joining the TripleClicks Booster Club, because then you also get special product offers and sales available to boosters only, an additional 5% off the regular price of the deal of the day, special recognition, access to deeply discounted boosters only closeouts, 100 free Versa points every month, and more to come. And the best thing is, becoming a TripleClicks Booster Club member is quick and easy. Just agree to 4 simple pledges and you're in. Rule number 6, you succeed only if they succeed. You know what the number one complaint we receive is? It's affiliates telling us that their sponsor or upline doesn't support them, never answers their emails, never communicates with them, etc. Think about this. Do you want to make money for someone who demonstrates no support or assistance? Of course not. It's the same thing with the affiliates you sponsor. If they feel you do not care about them, they will not want to build their SFI businesses because they will not want to see their hard work benefiting some stranger they never hear from. Surely you don't want your affiliates feeling this way. If you're sponsoring affiliates and then leaving them to fend for themselves, just quit right now because you're guaranteeing failure for yourself. Every affiliate you sponsor is a potential gold mine for you. You must understand that only if they succeed do you succeed. I can't stress enough the importance of understanding this rule. And yes, it's true you can't make the affiliates in your downline successful. They have to want that for themselves. But let it never be said that you weren't there for your affiliates. Start by opening up good lines of communication with all your affiliates. This is how you can teach your affiliates how to succeed in SFI and how you build relationships with your affiliates. This is very important. First, set up a greeting for your affiliates. Once you've set this up, all of your new affiliates, upon logging in at the SFI Affiliate Center for the first time, will see an alert that you've left them a message. By clicking on this alert, they'll then be able to read your message. This is an easy, automatic way to get off to a great start in building relationships with your affiliates. Next, you'll want to develop some form of regular outgoing communications to stay in touch, share ideas, and provide training. We recommend a weekly or every other week email using the PSA mailer. Just enter your message and hit submit to automatically send a message to all of your personally sponsored affiliates. It's that easy. Now, you may be new to SFI and or business in general, and you may feel you have nothing you can teach your affiliates. That's okay. You can learn and grow into the leader role over time. And after all the training your affiliates really need is at the SFI Affiliate Center. But what you must never do is allow your affiliates to think their sponsor, you, is uncaring. If you do that, if you do not communicate with your affiliates, success will be 100 times harder to attain. Here's a tip. Most people crave recognition. Recognize your affiliates who are doing good things with praise and rewards. Recognize them in your weekly newsletters and recognize them on the SFI forum. You can get everything you want if you help enough others get what they want. Zig Ziglar. It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. Napoleon Hill. A leader's job is to look into the future and see the organization not as it is, but as it can become. Outstanding leaders go out of their way to boost the self-esteem of their personnel. If people believe in themselves, it is amazing at what they can accomplish. Sam Walton. Rule number 7, you make it happen, no one else. Not only is this a key rule in SFI, but I consider this to be amongst the most important lessons in life. No one else can make you successful. It's all up to you. You are responsible for your own success, period. Conversely, there's not anyone or anything that will make you a failure. It does no good to blame the economy, your education, or whatever bad breaks you've had in your life. Doing so means taking on a victim's mentality. Don't ever do this. I can guarantee you that thousands of people have succeeded despite having it much worse. So don't make excuses and don't convince yourself that you're somehow a victim. And despite appearances to the contrary sometimes, the grass isn't any greener on the other side either. You have now or can acquire everything you need to be successful. Just remember that it's up to you and nobody else. Then go out and do it. Now, for those who might be thinking, well, that's easy for you to say, Gary. The fact is, I've achieved what most people would say is an extraordinary amount of success. But it was not handed to me, not by any stretch. I come from a very small Nebraska town and very humble beginnings. When I started in business, I had no business education, no experience, and no money to invest. And it took 4 long years, the first 2 moonlighting into the wee hours of the night while holding down a full-time job, before I ever saw a profit. I had no mentors, no great upline leaders or sponsors to guide me, nor any wealthy relatives to come to my aid. But I decided I was going to become successful, and I did. And I've put in the work every day for nearly 25 years now to stay successful. So, it's not your sponsor, it's not your upline, it's not the economy, it's not the government, it's not the compensation plan. It's not any of these things or any other obstacles perceived to be in your way. If you want to become successful, you can go around the obstacles, go over, go under, or go right through them. Success is yours if you want it, but only you control this. Always remember, if it's to be, it's up to me. I don't know what my future holds, but I do know who holds my future. I found it easier to get rich than I did to make excuses. Jim Rohn. He that is good at making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Benjamin Franklin. I used to say, things cost too much. Then my teacher straightened me out on that by saying, the problem isn't that things cost too much. The problem is that you can't afford it. That's when I finally understood that the problem wasn't it. The problem was me. Jim Rohn. Don't wait for someone else to make your life terrific. That's your job. Rule number 8. Leaders are readers. It's absurd to think you can succeed in SFI if you're not visiting the SFI Affiliate Center at least once a day and reading the latest information. Every day, at the very least, you should be checking SFI News, SFI Power Tips, and reading the latest posts at the SFI Forum. If you're not, you are clearly not serious about success, and you will therefore not succeed. Here's a tip. I post multiple times at the SFI Forum, almost every day, including weekends. By reading my posts, you'll gain a lot of insights into the direction of the company. You can easily follow all of my postings by clicking on my name at the forum and then clicking on the Search Users Post link. Doing so will automatically bring up all of my latest postings sorted newest to oldest. And to get the full context of a post, just click on the thread titles. But don't stop with the SFI Affiliate Center. Go out on the web every day and subscribe to marketing newsletters, read business blogs, etc. There's an absolute wealth of information out there, much of it now 100% free thanks to the internet. And of course, there are books galore that will allow you to run circles around the non-readers of the world. We're even now beginning to get some of these great books at triple clicks. Everything you need for a future filled with success has already been written. Go out and get it and read it. It's one of the easiest ways to climb the ladder of success. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Searching and learning is where the miracle process all begins. The great breakthrough in your life comes when you realize that you can learn anything you need to learn to accomplish any goal that you set for yourself. This means there are no limits on what you can be, have, or do. Albert Einstein. If you want to be truly successful, invest in yourself to get the knowledge you need to find your unique factor. When you find it and focus on it and persevere, your success will blossom. Sidney Madwa. Rule number 9. Open your eyes to your potential. You may not realize it right now, but inside you, you have the potential to become very, very successful. Successful beyond your wildest dreams. So why aren't you? By and large, it's because our schools, governments, teachers, professors, and clergy don't teach you this. On the contrary, in fact, you've been programmed your whole life to accept mediocrity, to believe that conforming and compromising is the way to go through life, and that real success is unachievable except for the privileged. Of course, people that have become highly successful have learned that this is not true at all, and they have broken out of these artificial constraints, and so should you. For me, it was reading the classic book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill at the age of 22 that opened my eyes. I was also greatly impacted by The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I still highly recommend these books to anyone who wants to do great things in their life. At TripleClicks, we are fortunate to have one of the world's most famous success experts and authors, Jack Zufelt, as one of our ECAs. Like Napoleon Hill and David Schwartz, Jack opens your eyes to your true potential. Indeed, what Jack teaches is so powerful, he has been interviewed on over 2,000 radio and TV talk shows. PBS aired a special about him that was broadcast via satellite to 127 countries. The United States Senate honored him for teaching Americans how to achieve more success in their personal lives and careers. He was even awarded the Presidential Medal of Merit by the President of the United States. Jack's books and CDs can literally change your life, and I highly recommend them to all our affiliates. Check out all of Jack's products at jackzufelt.tripleclicks.com. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Jim Rohn. Unless you change how you are, you will always have what you've got. Jim Rohn. Learn something new. Try something different. Convince yourself that you have no limits. Brian Tracy. The Millionaire says to 1,000 people, I read this book and it started me on the road to wealth. Guess how many go out and get that book? Very few. Isn't that incredible? Why wouldn't everybody get the book? Jim Rohn. Rule number 10. Set goals and publish them. A valid plan for success must include not just goals, but published goals too. We have a section in our affiliate profile where you can set yours and review your goals often at your SFI homepage. See the My Goals section. Once you've set your goals, print out the page and keep it on the wall near where you work on your SFI business, i.e., publish your goals. Now this may seem silly to you, but psychologically it can be a game changer. No one knows why exactly, but publishing your goals seems to launch activity in your powerful subconscious mind that seems to literally pull you towards the achievement of your goals. Try it. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Earl Nightingale. You can't hit a target you cannot see, and you cannot see a target you do not have. Zig Ziglar. Put your goals in writing. If you can't put it on a sheet of paper, you probably can't do what it takes to achieve that goal. The achievement of your goal is assured the moment you commit yourself to it. Mac R. Douglas. The establishment of a clear central goal or purpose in life is the starting point of all success. An average person with average talent, ambition, and education can outstrip the most brilliant genius in our society if that person has clear, focused goals. Brian Tracy. We all have two choices. We can make a living or we can design a life. Jim Rohn. Take up one idea and act on it. Make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, and live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, and every part of your body be full of that idea and leave all other ideas alone. This is the way to success. Rule number 11. Have a plan. A realistic plan. Goals are vital, as rule number 10 makes clear, but you must also have a plan to achieve your goals, and it must be realistic. Start with this. Though SFI is truly one of the few businesses where you can earn while you learn, Think of your first 6 to 12 months primarily as a training period. Build this into your plan. In this era of instant everything, I know that's tough for a lot of people to deal with, but big incomes simply do not happen overnight. It's just not reality. If it was, everybody would be rich. Instead, plan to work the hardest your first 6 to 12 months or so and get compensated the least. Don't expect large earnings until after you've educated yourself and given yourself time to put your plan fully into action. Tip: for a great book on creating your plan, try The One-Page Business Plan for the Creative Entrepreneur by Jim Horan. That's available at Amazon. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Without goals and plans to reach them, you are like a ship that has set sail with no destination. Fitzhugh Dodson. I find it fascinating that most people plan their vacation with better care than they do their lives. Jim Rohn. If you want to pick apples, don't plant weeds. Rule number 12. Winning starts with beginning. There will never be a perfect time. Start now with whatever you have. The tools you need will come to you as you learn more about SFI and work towards your goals. And don't be derailed by perfection paralysis either. Realize that you won't be able to do everything perfectly. Do the best job you can. Keep learning and keep moving ahead. That's the key. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Les Brown. Everyone who got where he is had to begin where he was. Richard L. Evans. A determined soul will do more with a rusty monkey wrench than a loafer will accomplish with all the tools in a machine shop. Robert Hughes. Don't waste time calculating your chances of success and failure. Just fix your aim and begin. Guan Yin Su. Rule number 13. Focus. You cannot become successful in anything when you're trying to do too many things at once. As they say, chase two rabbits and you'll catch neither. Most people have no idea of the giant capacity we can immediately command when we focus all of our resources on mastering a single area of our lives. Anthony Robbins. Nothing can add more power to your life than concentrating all of your energies on a limited set of targets. Nito Quabine. What you choose to focus your mind on is critical because you will become what you think about most of the time. Noel Peebles. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Alexander Graham Bell. Success demands singleness of purpose. Vincent Lombardi. No life ever grows great until it is focused, dedicated, disciplined. Harry Emerson Fosdick. Rule number 14. Send praise down and criticism up. Have something positive to share? Send it to your downline. One of your jobs as an upline member is to provide your downline with motivation, inspiration, and help create and maintain momentum. A super easy way to do this, by the way, is by regularly using the PSA mailer. Post positive, uplifting comments on the SFI forum too. Hearing about success from other SFI affiliates, even if they're not in your upline or downline, is empowering. Conversely, the last thing you want to do is kill momentum. Hence, when you have a complaint, go up with it. That is, go up to your upline members or SFI corporate support. That's what we're here for, to help you with problems you encounter. The SFI forum is also not for complaints, Posting critical, disparaging remarks harms you and every SFI affiliate who is working hard to achieve success. We increase whatever we praise. Charles Fillmore. Build your people and you will build your business. People will want your approval first and your advice second. Do both, a lot, in that order, and you will find that they will like you and willingly follow your suggestions. Jack M. Zufeld. People are eternally divided into two classes, the believer, builder, and praiser, and the unbeliever, destroyer, and critic. John Ruskin. There is no investment you can make which will pay you so well as the effort to scatter sunshine and good cheer through your establishment. Orison Swett Marden. Rule number 15. Don't quit. The only way to fail in SFI is if you give up. So many people quit just as they're ready to break through. Imagine mining deep into a mountainside, then walking away mere inches away from striking gold. Don't be that person. Worse is a person who does this over and over again. If they had just kept digging instead of moving on to the next great thing every few months, they'd already have their gold, and they would have reached it years earlier. And yes, sometimes it will seem that your efforts are not accomplishing anything, but always remember that even the mightiest oak tree will eventually be felled by the steady chops of even the smallest axe. Persistence always pays off. Other people and things can stop you temporarily. You're the only one who can do it permanently. Zig Ziglar. Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Conrad Hilton. It's when things get rough and you don't quit that success comes. Rule number 16. Think big. As our SFI slogan says, aim high and dream big. Small desire produces small results, just as a small fire produces little heat. Fortune favors the bold, but abandons the timid. Latin proverb. When you think big, your results are big. Thomas J. Villard. The person who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. The sure thing boat never gets far from shore. Dale Carnegie. Seize this very minute. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. John Anster. Rule number 17. Don't major in minors. Don't let little problems upset you. Concentrate on the positives and the big picture. Also remember that the only thing that will never change is that there will always be changes, especially in today's rapidly changing world. Don't let changes upset you. Know that you will have to deal with changes, both big and small, continually. Be prepared to be flexible and to adapt as needed. Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their future in someone else's hands, but not you. Not you. Jim Rohn. We can no more afford to spend major time on minor things than we can to spend minor time on major things. Jim Rohn. Rule number 18. Don't be a negative thinker. Your attitude determines your altitude in your life, so make sure it's positive, and don't let the negative attitudes of others, even if they're family members, friends, or peers, influence you. All the great men and women in history had to overcome the naysayers, also known as dream stealers, who said it couldn't be done and then went out and did it. Think for yourself and believe in yourself. Have fun and be enthusiastic too. People love enthusiasm and they can't resist someone having fun. Make your business so much fun that others will flock to you to join you. If you believe you can, you probably can. If you believe you won't, you most assuredly won't. Belief is the ignition switch that gets you off the launching pad. Dennis Waitley. Our attitudes control our lives. Attitudes are a secret power working 24 hours a day for good or bad. It is of paramount importance that we know how to harness and control this great force. Tom Blondie. Take charge of your attitude. Don't let someone else choose it for you. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. William James. A great attitude does much more than turn on the lights in our worlds. It seems to magically connect us to all sorts of serendipitous opportunities that were somehow absent before the change. There is real magic in enthusiasm. It spells the difference between mediocrity and accomplishment. Rule number 19. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Next! Because most people aren't entrepreneurial, rejection is natural and normal in our type of business. For every 20 people you present SFI to, expect 19 no's for every yes. Now you may do better than that, but expect 19 rejections. This way, the rejections won't bother you. Also realize that they're not rejecting you. They're simply rejecting an idea. Just keep moving ahead. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Next. Memorize this and say it to yourself when rejection happens. And remember that you're now one step closer to the next yes. Be persistent, ignore the rejections, and you'll get more than enough yeses to build a successful business. You can experience rejection for free or you can do it for money. Nobody likes rejection, but it is a fact of life in just about everything you do. In business, deal with it or stay poor. Jack M. Zufelt. Defeat is simply a signal to press onward. Helen Keller. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill. Rule number 20. Persist until you win. Building a successful business will require persistence and determination. Though many would like you to believe otherwise, including most of our competitors, there's simply no such thing as get rich quick. And I'm sorry, but almost all overnight success stories you hear about were actually years in the making. Success comes before work only in the dictionary. But stick with it and you can experience the massive success that those with unrealistic, I want it now expectations never hang around long enough to receive. This is the core of my personal success. I hung around. I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people started a business in 1985 as I did, most perhaps with more experience, more talent, and or more money to invest, who are no longer in business today. Why did I succeed when they did not? I believe it's because I applied myself to the goals I set for myself and I refused to fail. Persist until you win has always been my motto, and it continues to serve me every single day. Failure is the path of least persistence. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan "Press On" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. John Calvin Coolidge.